Welcome to a deep dive into one of the most beautiful automobiles ever conceived, the 1935 Cord 810. Born during the height of the Great Depression, this car wasn't just a vehicle, it was a radical departure from everything the automotive world knew. Designed by the legendary Borden Buick, the 810 featured a look so unique it earned the nickname Coffin Nose. When it debuted at the 1935 New York Auto Show, it was such a sensation that people supposedly stood on the bumpers of other cars just to get a glimpse. Its sleek, horizontal lines and lack of a traditional radiator grille made it look like something from the future. Today, we explore how this machine redefined aesthetics and engineering in an era of conservative design. The Cord 810 was revolutionary from the ground up, literally. It utilized a front-wheel drive layout, which was nearly unheard of for American production cars at the time. By driving the front wheels, Buick and his team eliminated the need for a bulky driveshaft tunnel running through the cabin. This allowed the car to sit incredibly low to the ground, giving it a sleek, grounded stance that its contemporaries simply couldn't match. This low center of gravity didn't just look good, it significantly improved handling. Passengers could step directly into the car without needing a running board, a feature that felt years ahead of its time. It was an engineering gamble that defined the Cord silhouette. Perhaps the most famous feature of the Cord 810 is its hidden headlights. This was the first production car in history to feature them. Inspired by the retractable landing lights of Stinson aircraft, these circular units were housed in the pontoon-style fenders. However, they weren't electric, they were operated manually. The driver had to use small hand cranks located on either side of the dashboard to rotate the lights into position. When retracted, the fenders were perfectly smooth, enhancing the car's aerodynamic profile and futuristic look. It's a detail that remains a hallmark of automotive cool nearly a century later, proving that Gordon Buick was looking at the skies for his terrestrial inspiration. Driving a Cord was like operating a spacecraft. Instead of a traditional floor-mounted shifter, the 810 used a Bendix electric finger vacuum-actuated crease selector gearbox. This four-speed transmission was controlled by a tiny chrome lever on the steering column. The driver would pre-select the next gear by moving the lever, and the shift would only occur once the clutch pedal was depressed. This allowed for smoother, faster shifting and freed up massive amounts of legroom in the front seat. The dashboard itself was a work of art, featuring engine-turned aluminum and a full suite of aeronautical-inspired gauges. It was a sophisticated system that required a delicate touch, embodying the car's high-tech persona.
Under the coffin nose hood sat the heart of the machine, a 289 cubic inch Lycoming V8. Lycoming, primarily known for aircraft engines, designed this power plant specifically for the Cord. In its standard naturally aspirated form, it produced a respectable 125 horsepower. This was a significant amount of power for 1935, and it allowed the Cord to reach speeds of over 90 miles per hour with ease. The engine was paired with the FWD transaxle, creating a compact and efficient power unit. While it was quiet and refined, it provided the torque necessary to pull the heavy steel body with grace. It was the perfect mechanical marriage for a car that looked like it belonged on a runway. In 1937, the model was updated to the 812. The most exciting development was the addition of an optional Schwitzer Cummins centrifugal supercharger. This blower boosted the Lycoming V8's output significantly, pushing it to between 170 and 190 horsepower. You could instantly spot a supercharged 812 by the gleaming, flexible chrome exhaust pipes that exited the sides of the hood. These pipes became an iconic design cue, symbolizing the car's increased performance. These supercharged models were capable of reaching 100 miles per hour, a staggering feat for the mid-30s. It wasn't just a luxury cruiser anymore. It was one of the fastest cars on the American road, solidifying its status as a performance icon.
The Cord 810-812 is often cited as the pinnacle of Art Deco industrial design. Gordon Buick stripped away the clutter common on 1930s cars. There were no visible radiator shells, no hood ornaments, and no running boards. The pontoon fenders were fully integrated into the body's flow. The rear of the car was just as revolutionary, with a hidden trunk and a smooth, sloping tail that looked incredibly aerodynamic. Even the door handles were designed to be flush and unobtrusive. It was a clean design before the term even existed. This commitment to aesthetic purity is why the Cord still looks modern today. It doesn't rely on the trends of its era, but rather on the timeless laws of proportion and flow.
Despite being the talk of the industry, the Cord story is tinged with tragedy. Production was plagued by delays. The complex front-wheel drive system and the pre-selector gearbox were difficult to manufacture reliably. By the time Cord began shipping cars in volume, many of the original 1935 orders had been canceled by frustrated buyers. E.L. Cord's financial empire was also under scrutiny, and the company lacked the resources of the Big Three to iron out the mechanical bugs. Consequently, production lasted only 2 years. By the end of 1937, only about 3,000 units of the 810 and 812 had been produced. The company collapsed, leaving behind a legacy of what could have been had they only had more time. Though the company died, the design lived on. In 1951, the Museum of Modern Art in New York held an exhibition called 8 Automobiles. They chose the Cord 8110 as one of the most significant examples of 20th century design, even calling it the single most beautiful car in the world. It was later inducted into the National Historic Vehicle Register, a testament to its cultural and technological importance. The Cord's influence can be seen in later designs like the Oldsmobile D'Arnato and even modern cars that utilize hidden lamps and front-wheel drive packaging. It remains a masterclass in how to challenge the status quo, proving that true art is never truly forgotten, even if it was ahead of its time. The 1935-1937 Cord 810-812 remains a high watermark of American ingenuity. It was a car built by dreamers for a world that wasn't quite ready for it. From its hidden headlights to its supercharged Lycoming V8, every inch of it whispered innovation. Today, these cars are highly prized by collectors, often commanding six-figure prices at auction. But more than their value, they represent a moment when design and engineering were pushed to their absolute limits without compromise. The Cord didn't just move people, it moved the entire industry forward. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the Art Deco icon that changed the face of the automobile forever.